All right. Somebody said it to me yesterday. They missed the COVID rants. And I miss them too. But as we look in the rearview mirror, COVID's behind us. Masking's behind us. Or it should be. What did we learn from that experience? The major reason that I am unvaccinated and chose not to participate in any of what we've now learned is bullshit is I have licenses and certifications to allow me to work in very hazardous spaces. And when they came out and said that this N95 mask was sufficient to keep the virus out, anybody that's got those licenses and certificates knows that that's absolutely a crock of shit. And so I'm like, if that's a crock of shit, what you're promoting is a crock of shit, then what else is? And so it led me down some rabbit holes, as you can imagine, to be like, no, I don't agree with anything that's happening here, and I am not participating in it. I am not going to perpetuate what I believe to be a lie. And that's what I learned from COVID. And if you look at what this Tim guy says in those comments, I should just post it on a reel, because it's absolutely an abhorrent thought that you think that you should band together with like-minded people to lock them out, to close them down, to shut down the discussion of ideas because they're opposing views. That is absolute abhorrent behavior. And as we learned from COVID, does nothing but create fear and misinformation about what's right and what's wrong. And I've had people on here tell me, oh, he's not a bad guy. I'm like, listen, what he said is absolute evil. It is. And if you can't handle criticism on here, then you don't belong on here. You need to go and, frankly, do a podcast by yourself and just let yourself watch it so that you can be your own stupid echo chamber. Because that idea, that course of action that he's suggesting is the embodiment of evil. And you guys may think I am overstating that, but what does that lead to? We watched it in COVID, where people were persecuted, that they were made to feel small and lost their jobs, or all the terrible things that happened over COVID happened because we are going to ban a small group of like-minded individuals and lock out the rest, kick them out, deny them access. I don't know how else you take that. And if you know that dude, he's blocked me because apparently what I said was not adult enough. Then you should tell him that what he's done and what he said is the embodiment of evil and only leads to the isolation and the persecution of innocent people that think differently than you. Heaven forbid. We talk about all day long diversity, and everybody knows what diversity means in political circles. I'm a champion of diversity. And my diversity is the differing ideas and having the discussion about the diversity of thought, the diversity of ideas. And no one is willing to do that. Or there are very few people that are willing to do that. And I get it. Birds of a feather flock together, all that stuff. You want to hang out with people that sort of, share your ideals, your values, your thoughts, which is why there's such a community-based feeling within Instagram. Because you feel like you can relate to these people. Because they are doing the same job that you're doing. I get it, and I feel that same sense of community myself. That's why Rob and I get along so well. It's because we've experienced a great many things in different worlds that are incredibly similar. But I am not afraid to have a discussion with people that think differently than I do, and to strongly voice my opinions of how I think that things should go. That does not mean that I am making decrees and legislation and invoking laws of how things should be done. That is not what's happening here. I am telling you how I see the world and how I think things ought to work. And guys like Tim and Gary and, you know, I'm going to name them by name because they're, you know, stepping out of the shadows to criticize me. That thought process, that I'm a hater, that I am being small and stubborn and crusty and relentless, and, you know, I'm a, like I said in my story, I'm a big boy. Just for the record, there isn't a single dude in this world that has been called a big boy by another dude that wasn't meant as an insult. Just so we're clear. I may have called my grandson big boy, and that has a totally different meaning than man-to-man big boy. So Gary can shut the fuck up with his, like, he says something and then he immediately pulls back and goes, dude, it was meant in fun. It's okay, man. Don't get your knickers in a knot. Don't get yourself twisted. It's a cowardly act, and that's what I'm going to call it. And the fact that his buddy, they're clearly buddies, Timmy, is suggesting the censorship of anybody that thinks differently than him, is even more of a cowardly act, because that means that you don't have the ability to have a open discussion about your thoughts and ideas. They are so fragile and so small that they need to be kept safe and warm and coddled, or they'll break and die. And if that's what they need, if that's the type of ideas you have, then they need to break and die, because they have no merit existing in the real world. Anyway, as usual, those are my thoughts and not yours. I think I'm going to end it there because I'm fucking pissed. Those individuals who think that they're somehow a small group of individuals that get to police this platform and are the arbiter of ideas. I am a thinker of thoughts, and you're welcome to come at me with any differing thoughts, and we can find out which is the best thought, or what amalgamation of those two thoughts makes the world a better place. If you're not willing to do that, then you need to move to, you need to go back in time to, about 1932 and join the National Socialists, because that's where you fit in, and that's where you belong, and that's where those ideas, certainly in our generation, a very bombastic way, came to life. You guys that think that way should be ashamed of yourselves. Absolutely ashamed. And you will say that I'm all the pejoratives, all the ad hominem attacks, so that you can make your little safe space even safer and more soft and cuddly. Because you're not men, you're little boys that need to, block off your sandbox, because the big bad bully is coming and kicking dirt and sand in your eyes. Grow up here, be a man, act like a man, and hold for that. It's $5 chocolate time from my daughter's basketball team. My thoughts, not yours. Those are delicious. Have a great day.